So I've learned that Christina does not let me swear on this podcast.
What do you mean?
Apparently, you bleep out all of my swears.
Not all.
Every time I say piss, every one of those. I am being censored. I can't even say... What sort of, authoritarian dictatorship do I live under? This show was my idea, and it has been ripped from me.
Only certain words have been ripped from you.
Why can't I say them?
Because it's not polite.
No, it's because your mother listens.
And some coworkers.
They've heard me swear.
Not anymore.
Thank you for joining us on our journey of 1,000 pages. I'm your host, Anty, with my co-host, Christina.
Hello. In the month of July, we settled on comedy as our genre, which I'm not going to define because...
Yeah, what is comedy? Just give me an exact rules of what comedy is. That's really easy.
Funnies.
The funnies.
But this book in particular ended up being more satire. And that I do have a definition for.
Which is a form of...
comedy. The funnies. So, satire is a genre of art and literature that uses humor, irony, exaggeration, sarcasm, and ridicule to expose and criticize societal flaws, political corruption, or human foolishness. Its primary goal is not just to entertain, but to provoke thought and inspire social change by highlighting the absurdities.
This month we read I'm Starting to Worry About This Black Box of Doom by Jason Pargin.
Woo!
I'm Starting to Worry About This Black Box of Doom follows the story of Abbott, a loser rideshare driver who gets an offer from a mysterious girl named Ether to go on a Cannonball Run-esque road trip transporting a mysterious black box from California to Washington, D.C.
Adventure ensues.
On the way, they get trailed by an ex-biker, an ex-FBI agent, and perhaps the worst fear of all, their dad. There's a lot of characters in this book, and kind of wanted to go over some of them.
Yes.
Because, like many books, this is flipping perspectives from all sides, which is great, and I love it. So obviously we have Abbott, 20-something, loser kid with anxiety, much like a lot of us, spends all of his time online, has no friends outside of that. Ether, a mysterious girl with no past?
Question mark?
Malort. Yes, he was named after the alcohol. And if you haven't had a chance to try Malort, don't. Key, an ex-FBI agent with a past in cybercrime? Counterterrorism?
Did we say? Yes.
She did the Reddit stuff.
She did. Yeah.
And Abbott's dad, Hunter, who is exactly like your dad. He's very similar to my dad, and that was interesting.
Yeah, he is. He's just very dad-coded.
For all the good and the bad that comes with that.
Yes. Are there any other characters we need to mention?
There's a slew of Redditors who are helping along the way. Zeke is the main one, I believe. He's in a wheelchair, which is neat. He's
in a wheelchair. He is an art major.
Yep.
He does furry porn for people because that is the most lucrative job.
It's true. If you're into art and you want to make money off of it, you know what to do.
Tumblr is the place for you.
Tumblr is the place for us. We have a Tumblr. What do you mean?
Tumblr welcomes all.
I think one of the main things that I brought up reading this book is how human the characters feel.
Yes.
I have read a lot of Jason Pargin books, which is partially why we picked a Jason Pargin book. He started with John Dies at the End, probably being his most famous series of novels. I've read all of them. They're great. Two Midwest losers fight Cthulhu. Go read them. Sorry, this isn't about John Dies at the End. This is about I'm Starting to Worry About the Black Box of Doom.
Do you have a secret bet with yourself for how many times you can say the title of this book?
A little bit. I do have another gag that you won't hear until probably the episode comes out, and that's okay. It's really interesting following all these characters because they do really... I had a note written down, which is Pargin has an incredible way of writing human characters with empathy and without excuses. Every single one of these characters, I can't swear, so I can't say piece of... They're all dirtbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are bad, much like humans.
They feel incredibly real. Like you said, I think every every viewpoint that is expressed, which we'll get more into the details of that later, but every viewpoint that is expressed, the way that they talk to each other, the things that they bring up, I've heard it before.
Absolutely. Even in Abbott, there's a lot of stuff that I saw myself in, for better or worse. That's the point.
Yeah.
And Ether, too. Ether has a lot of anti-capitalist, anti-technology rants that I very much agree with, and I'm pretty sure have said to you multiple times.
There were multiple moments reading the book, because I was slightly ahead of you, that I was just like, oh, wait till he gets to this section tomorrow. He's gonna love it.
And I did. Every second of it. I love Jason Pargin. Every single one of his books, I have felt a very human connection with the characters. That's not necessarily a good thing, because as stated, all of his characters are dirtbags.
But they often learn and grow over the course of the story.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Dave doesn't really learn a lot by the end of all the John Dies at the End books.
I only read the first one, so
I know.
I can't speak.
They're great. Read them.
If you like cosmic horror.
Yeah, and comedy. They're fantastic. But not just them. I think, obviously, we have the two main characters, Abbott and Ether.
Yes, that we spend the most time with.
Yes, they are the ones who are transporting this box around the world. Well, the country.
Across the country.
Across the country. That's all the world is just the U.S. What else is even out there? Don't even need to worry about the rest of the world. Name one important thing happening in the rest of the world right now.
It's that American geographical knowledge right there.
Hell yeah. But beyond those two, even with Malort, who is an ex-con, he is searching for this box as well. But he is also very human in that he is kind of not necessarily trapped in a different era.
Yeah.
But a lot of these older characters, because a lot of this book is talking about technology and social media and how that affects us. They very much are those older generations who are refusing to change and adapt to the times. The only example we have of an older character trying to adapt is Key, the FBI or ex-FBI agent.
Yeah.
Because throughout the book, she's constantly going online and onto Reddit and Facebook and looking at the online paper trail and clues that are left there. Which is a whole other character in this book, is the Reddit threads.
Yeah. That was wild to me. Like, I haven't spent that much time on Reddit, but it was wild how accurate it was.
Throughout this book, there are constant asides to Reddit forums, Facebook posts, online news feeds,
YouTube comment sections, all of that.
That are showing basically the internet trying to investigate these two and the big mystery, what's in the box, and seeing that hive mind, like you said. It reads out like a Reddit thread.
Yes.
With the exact same tangents, the exact same, everyone's just arguing with each other, banning this person, creating a new Reddit thread, etc., etc.
Yes.
The fake FBI agents in the Reddit thread that are super obvious.
The insane amount of detail. Just random people on the internet are scrubbing through hours of footage and old content to try and piece together the clues and solve the mystery.
Which is fascinating because that does happen. That absolutely happens online. One of my favorite parts and themes throughout this book, though, is how the internet hive mind is so constantly wrong.
Oh, yes.
How they will take things, and the evidence makes sense. Like, the evidence they're presenting does make sense, but they're wrong, which is great. I love it.
It's a very realistic look that they can find real pieces of evidence and then create a whole story around that. Right. And then people are taking it as fact. And then you've got other people going a completely different direction. You know, oh, it's aliens. Oh, it's a serial killer. Oh, it's government overthrow. Oh, it's this, that, and the other.
I think it's one of the super interesting things that happens in the book is at the beginning, Abbott is told by Ether to throw away his phone.
Yes.
Throw away his computer. Don't bring any of that along.
No technology.
No technology.
Because it can be tracked and traced.
Yes. So he leaves a message to his Twitch stream before he goes. He's a Twitch streamer. It was really interesting watching the story online coagulate throughout this road trip.
Yeah.
And then when he finally puts his foot down and gets a phone and gets his technology back, him reacting to all of this is going down around us.
Yeah, like this has exploded. We're not on this anonymous road trip real quick across the US.
Yeah.
oh, my message that started with Twitch streamers that follow me and to some extent then know him personally, it has spiraled way beyond them.
Absolutely. And like we said, Zeke, who is the kind of main voice for the Redditors in this, not for all the Redditors, but for a side of Reddit, he is like the only one. He's a fan of Abbott's through his Twitch streams, and he is the only one who through this is like, no, this is not a terrorist attack because they're going to DC on the 4th, you know.
Yeah. Which is suspicious timing.
Yeah, with a giant mysterious box where everybody's asking what's in the box.
I would be too.
Yeah, naturally.
Especially Ether has connections to a conspiracy theorist, because that's what he would be classified as.
Yes. All we know is that she has been living with this conspiracy theorist for a time. This conspiracy theorist died and had his face ripped off, and she's disappeared. One of the things I really loved, and one of the things I love about Jason Pargin is, like I said earlier, with the being able to express empathy without excuses. There's a point where we as the readers start finding out about Abbott and Ether's past, naturally. Turns out Abbott, very incel-y, very in the women don't want me because there's a power imbalance. Men are only motivated by sex. I am owed sex, blah, blah, blah. And while he never acts in that I am owed sex kind of way towards Ether throughout this road trip, he does have these ideas that come up, and we are revealed that early in his Twitch career, he had a whole rant where he defended Harvey Weinstein. There's a lot that I relate to Abbott. It's absolutely easy to fall into that trap and get into those incel-y vibes, especially as a lonely teenager in early 20s something, in a world where we are constantly isolated from everybody around us, and one mistake can ruin your life. I was never at the point where I was defending Harvey Weinstein. I just want to say that. I do, I had lines. Yes, there was a time where I was very incel-y. I'm sorry. But that's one of the things I love about Pargin is every time I read one of his books, I feel called out in a good way. In a, I need to be looking at this and looking at this part of myself. Is this correct?
But like you said, it's not without empathy.
Yeah.
That while he is holding people accountable, he's holding his characters accountable and thus the readers as well. If as you identify with different parts or you have those little twinges of, ooh, that hurt.
Yeah.
Or whatever, like you said, causing some self-reflection. It's written in a way that he's not just being critical or condescending. It's like someone who loves you and cares about you saying, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Have you thought about this? Let's have a conversation about fill in the blank.
One of the best examples of that is there's a point where Abbott and Ether get into that debate. We've seen it online 1,000 times. It's when an incel and a feminist get online and they just start yelling at each other with the same talking points. But I think one of the things that stuck out to me is when Ether took the first step to say, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm not saying that did not happen to you, which is fair. There are a lot of these emotions that come from these incel-y kind of sectors of the internet.
Yeah.
They are valid emotions. It is feelings of inferiority, feelings of, I will never be good enough. You know, I am not the physically best specimen, so I will never be good enough for a woman, and therefore my value is lesser. And that causes anger at society, which is a vector for CIA, NSA, all that to, suicide people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bend people to their needs and desires.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
That's okay. That's fine. Just set that piece to the side.
That is also addressed in the book, too.
It is.
Because it's a very real part of, American culture, unfortunately. Be careful if you're on that side of the internet.
What, that are...
Be careful of anybody online who's pressuring you into drastic measures. They're probably a Fed.
Or AI.
Run by the feds. Because here's the thing. They only get credit for catching terrorists. If they don't catch any, they don't get money. So they got to make some terrorists. If you don't think this happened, we do it all the time in America.
There is factual evidence. This has occurred. You can look it up. There are declassified documents that verify that, yes, we have done this.
Many times. Anyways, incels and feminists. And I think one of the biggest things that got me out of that mentality is definitely, I feel like, somebody having that conversation with me. And me coming at it from a place of genuine, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you do have to do that too. But yeah, it is the calling out yeah, you might get accused of rape, but I could get raped. And now there's a whole debate that Abbott brings up there is that would you rather be accused of rape or would you rather be raped? And a lot of these incel men would say they'd rather be raped. You're wrong, but that's fine. It's a very real idea and conversation that happens constantly online.
Oh, no. When they were in the midst of arguing about it, every single, like, their point and counterpoints are exactly what you've seen online.
Yes.
A million times, like you said. But I did appreciate that, yes, Ether, while she was caught off guard.
Oh, and she was super defensive too.
Oh, no,
throughout
she
that
was
whole
super
conversation.
defensive. But I did appreciate that, yeah, she didn't invalidate his experience or say, like, it's wrong that you feel that way or whatever. It was her saying, your experience is valid. I'm sorry you've had these experiences with women that now you feel this way.
Right.
And then offering her perspective.
I don't know if she brought this up at any point during any of these conversations, but I feel like this was in the book. This may have been my own thoughts. I don't know. But there's a point where Abbott's going on about this, and the biggest example of this power imbalance is in high school. Let's be honest. But you know why? Because we're all idiot teenagers. Oh, let people grow up. Yes, a girl may have been a bitch in high school. Yes, a guy may have been a dick in high school. We all have had to grow and move on. Yeah. And Abbott has to learn that too.
Yes.
With his own mistakes made in the past, as we all have had to learn, hopefully. Yeah. We have learned that we make mistakes and grow and move on. It felt good seeing this conversation, not from either I want to hate all men perspective.
Yeah.
Or oh, men are just slaves to their whims perspective. Because I do disagree every time Abbott says that. He says, like the prime directive or primal directive or that stupid ass language. No, men, you can control yourself. You have self-control.
You're not an animal.
No. Like, dude, are you that weak-willed?
Sure, let's just start at the beginning of their argument, just to give context for people who maybe are not as online as either of us.
Sure.
Obviously, they've been on the road for a little bit and starting to get cranky, as one would if you've been driving for, over 10 hours. And so Ether says, you're not going to want to hear this, but I think some of what you're feeling right now is just sleep deprivation. It makes anxiety worse, and in people like us, that makes the catastrophizing worse. And when you're scared, you get angry. It's not just you either. As a country, we're in a national sleep deprivation crisis. Blue light from our phones ruining our natural cycles. We're a whole society of tired, cranky, anxious people. No wonder we all think the world is ending. And then Abbott comes back with, we think the world is ending because the world is ending. And every time I turn on a screen, there's somebody who looks like you blaming it on men, on the patriarchy, how everything would be fine if we just let women take over. Do you know why men get violent and take stupid risks and drive fast? Like, why do they do that more than women from the time that we're babies? And she goes, testosterone? And he goes, no, the testosterone makes us want to impress girls. See, I went to high school in the real world, not in some Disney Channel show. And in the real world, the bullies had girls lining up them. The nerds stayed lonely. The bullies were bullies because the girls told them that they would award bullying with sex. That was their entire motivation, which means 99% of the, quote, toxic masculine behaviors that the feminists like to bitch about are enforced by women. Who do you think we're trying to impress with our muscle cars and big trucks and assault rifles and wars? What do you think is driving the rampant consumerism that's destroying the planet? Not men. We are happy with a mattress on the floor and a big TV. We buy giant houses and furniture and conflict diamonds because our wives demand it. And then she responds saying, that sounds a lot like a speech you've memorized for a streaming audience. Possibly after hearing it from some other guy on his own stream. Is saying that what got you in trouble? And he goes, no, I got in trouble because women have the power to get men in trouble anytime they want. You can on white men all day long, and even other men will go along with it because it gets them laid. But the moment somebody points out the truth, that women are the nastiest bullies on earth, the harpies swoop in and in the process immediately prove us right. They go on from there.
Yeah. Side note, the one thing I agree with Abbott in that whole statement is that women are bigger bullies than men. 100%. High school girls are brutal, man. I work with a lot of 18, 19-year-old girls, and they be coming for the throat, bro. And I'm like, I'm the nice manager. You all like me. Why are you doing this? They do make me sad sometimes.
They get your feelings.
They do.
That's fair. Just remember.
I'm allowed to have feelings.
You are allowed to have feelings, even as a manager.
You're going to say man for a second?
No, but that's where you got to keep in mind. They're young. Hopefully they will mature.
They don't. I know. They're just messing with me. They love me. As I've said, I know for a fact that if somebody came into my place of work and tried to do anything to me, I would have an army of small, angry women behind me ready to beat their ass. But yeah, there's so much social commentary in this book, starting with this feminist, well, not even starting there, with this kind of feminist incel fight that we've been having.
Which is going nowhere and helping no one.
No, absolutely.
Because I think that's something that is talked about in the book as you see through Abbott and Ether's conversations about it, that both of them have valid points. Both of them have had experiences that lead to why they feel this way. They're not making it up.
Right.
And yet they still find a way to work together and figure it out.
It's amazing what happens when they don't have their phone yelling at them all the time. Speaking of social commentary...
That's a beautiful segue right there.
Thank you. There is so much of the social commentary in this book is about technology and social media. But one of the things I appreciate is it doesn't seem to come out of a place of fear, necessarily, of technology itself.
It's not saying, while they do throw away their phones at the beginning, that's for tracking.
Yes.
It's not technology is inherently bad. We should all go back to before we had the internet. Right. I mean, one of the points about satire is that the criticism is supposed to be constructive. The fact that you are being satirical shows that you still have hope to that these problems that he's skewering and pointing out still could be solved. We could figure this out. We could work together.
Absolutely. There's a huge point. I feel like there's multiple points in the book where Ether does this, where she talks about how we get in these echo chambers and voice boxes that tell us nothing but bad news because bad news is profitable. Gee, I wonder if somebody else in your life has said that many, many times and just told you to get off Instagram and you'd be happier. Anyways, social media rant aside, there's a lot of that where we get trapped in these boxes of talking about how bad the world is and that the world is ending because that's what our entire social feed tells us. No, legitimately, nothing has made me happier in my life than getting off social media, like just as a whole. Because also, I'm tired of getting notifications from the stupid Snapchat AI. I don't want your Snapchat AI. I don't care about your Snapchat AI. Stop putting it at the top. I only have your stupid app for group chats.
There are other options.
There are.
Ones that don't have an AI that tries to start conversations with you.
I don't want a conversation with the Samsung AI. Jeez. But
it's true.
I don't know if you have the part pulled up. There's an example of the worm that Ether has in the book. You what?
I don't have it.
Do you know
I have
what
a
I'm
couple.
talking about, though?
I do remember her talking about that.
Her example of the worm is a great story about how things are better than we think.
Oh, yes. That she talks about if you rewind 50 years, 100 years. The worm
didn't that go back to the 80s?
Yes.
Was that a true story?
I don't know. There was a specific kind of worm apparently tons of people were infected by, and it would create like a boil on your skin. And the only way to get rid of this worm that was super long and like embedded in your muscle and stuff was to find a boil on your skin that it was in and then like pull it out slowly over weeks.
So yes, it's talking about the guinea worm.
That's it.
So in the 80s, in 1986, when they first started trying to eradicate this thing,
yes,
it affected about 3.5 million people in 20 countries.
Which is wild.
In 2025, there were 10 total human cases across the world.
Wow.
Which is wild. Like, we don't see that stuff. We don't see the people who actually are trying to do clean energy and trying to fix these systemic issues that are rampant throughout our world.
That she did. You say it's the worm. She had other examples of exactly that, of like, look in the last 10 years, say, how many people now have access to clean water that previously for hundreds of years have not. how many people have access to vaccines or reliable food, or their air is cleaner in their city, or whatever.
And I know some of you listening to this now exactly have the instinct to go, oh, but this place doesn't have clean water. Oh, but this place, does Flint have clean water back?
I believe so.
Okay. But yeah, that was an example. And you're right. We should be working to fix those.
Yes.
But take a second to appreciate shit that's happening, man. How cool our world is. One of the things brought up in the book, which again, I feel like I've said before, is how I don't want to time travel because I like having indoor plumbing.
Fair.
Yeah. Air conditioning, indoor plumbing, refrigeration, all of this stuff. 50, 100 years ago, they didn't have.
Antibiotics.
Yeah.
Like, think about
the polio vaccine.
I mean, think about where dental care is now versus 100 years ago.
Absolutely.
Like, you could die from just something going wrong with your tooth.
Yep.
And now you're probably going to be okay.
Probably.
It's going to suck.
Yeah. Did you have another passage you...
I had a couple.
Sure.
One that I would love to read that ties into kind of what we're talking about. I guess the impact of social media a bit.
One of the things I didn't point out earlier, and I don't know if you're going to leave this in or cut it and put it somewhere else, but Malort, the biker guy who's chasing them this whole time, his real name is Richard Little. Y'all can figure it out.
I did not catch that, so thank you for sharing the joke.
Immediately.
But yeah, there's a section where Ether's talking about social media algorithms and how the way that social media works and the digital mob that exists, for good or ill. Yeah. Usually ill. But basically, Ether says, if you relentlessly attack people's self-image, they will scramble for something, anything to preserve it. Every cultural faction has their own scapegoats. The government, their childhood trauma, their mental illness, the evil billionaires, immigrants. And it doesn't matter the degree to which any of them are valid, because all the system cares about is that you surrender your own agency. I cannot be blamed for the state of my life because I'm at the mercy of this other, more powerful thing. Phil's theory is that people want that powerful thing to exist, to take over their lives. At that point, we will finally have surrendered the entire concept of free will, the one thing that makes us human. And they're talking about, laying groundwork for authoritarian rule and all of that.
Naturally. And we've only read a few passages of this book, but it is chock full of stuff like that. The commentary is really good, and it is as subtle as a brick to a face. Because
you can tell from the passages we've read.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think in this case, it is subtle in the way that humans would be subtle, or in the way they would not be subtle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about this, you're talking about this.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel like their language is either wrapped up in pretension. Like, it doesn't feel like it was unsubtle because Jason Pargin was like, wait, I gotta make sure you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, he doesn't do it in a way to say, and this is the correct belief, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the expression of the characters. I have one more to read as an example. Again, these are littered literally all over the book. You know what we're missing is gathering places. All those people killing themselves by various means, fast or slow. I'm telling you, part of that is that we just don't gather anymore. We've stopped going to church. We've built suburbs where people don't have that third place that isn't work or home where everybody can go hang out. You can't do that at a chain restaurant. They want you out of there so they can seat the next customer. Young people don't go to bars or clubs like they used to. But in general, there's just no profit in providing a public space where we can all go and just be together. All the money is in, I don't know, getting us addicted to some piece of software. You talked about people gambling on their phones. Think how sad that is. Going broke from blackjack from your sofa without even a cheap casino buffet to cushion the blow.
Oof.
So yeah,
I know people going broke from their sofa on DraftKings.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
I love asking people how much they've won on DraftKings. And every time they go, oh, well, they keep giving me free bets. The algorithm only gives you those bets if you're really bad at gambling because they know you're going to lose, and it's to keep you in the ecosystem. This has been proven. They've said it. Like the CEOs have said it.
And yet they have people hooked.
Yeah.
You mentioned the panopticon?
Oh, yeah. So if you don't know what the panopticon is actually a form of prison. And essentially you would have one tower in the middle surrounded by all the cells. Lights would be coming out of the tower so you couldn't see into it. But essentially it gave the guards a complete 360 view of everybody in the prison. There was never a point where you could not be observed.
No privacy.
Yeah, they're very effective prisons psychologically because they're bad for you. One of the sentiments I've seen online before is how my generation, Gen Z, has been aware of the panopticon that we exist in our entire lives. And I have never lived in a life where I could truly be anonymous. At any point, a video or picture of me could go viral for the wrong reasons or the right reasons.
Yeah.
And my identity and individuality is gone. That's one of those cultural differences that I don't know how to explain to older generations, even though I have explained it to older generations. Like, I have grown up in a world where I am constantly observed.
And you could be doxxed at any point.
Yep. There is no point in the modern world where you are not observed. You are always being tracked, always being recorded, always under the watchful eye of whoever it is, whether it's the government or the social media algorithm or even the people around you.
Yeah.
It does feel like there's a point where we're just waiting for people to slip up so we can laugh and make fun of them. And it makes me sad.
No, absolutely fair. I read an article the other day that was talking about how millennials, they were saying it from a critical point of view, which I didn't appreciate, that millennials are the last generation that dance publicly. And I feel like they completely missed why.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, especially the older
lie, but okay.
Yes, but like the older end of millennials, yeah, they grew up in their teens and early 20s. They grew up in a time that not everybody had a smartphone in their pocket ready to whip it out and film them if they start doing something stupid.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I've talked about this with some of my coworkers that are like Gen X and Boomer, and they've said like they are so thankful that they grew up and did all their dumb, stupid, teens and early 20s stuff when that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thought in anybody's mind. Like you could just go out, have fun with your friends, be silly, and the only people that know are your friends or people who happen to be at the bar at the same time as you. There wasn't evidence.
Yeah, which I think people, like I've heard that sentiment from before from older people, but then there seems to be like no empathy towards the fact that we have grown up, not just under the panopticon, but aware of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like glaringly aware of it. We know it's there. It has been an ever-looming eye over our entire lives.
I think
And that affects the brain.
I was going to say, I have definitely seen people in like mental health spaces online talking about the effect of that on like younger millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha.
For sure, yeah.
Some of the anxiety that is associated with those generations.
Absolutely.
And like the stereotype of, oh, all they do is sit in their room and play games online or talk to their friends online and they don't go anywhere and they don't do anything. And obviously that's multifaceted. There's other reasons for that. But I think one of them is the fact that you're aware of it. At any moment, I could be judged, I could be doxxed, I could be ruined.
Yes, absolutely.
And this could follow me. I expressed the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong people.
Which then just feeds into the incel mindset.
Yes.
It justifies it.
That it can reinforce, especially as you then are more isolated and more isolated.
Yep.
It's circular.
Yeah, it sucks. I do say, despite all of that, this book is a very hopeful book. Okay. We got really depressed.
Oh, it's so sad. Again, like I said, people who use satire, it is to draw attention in a hopeful way.
Sure.
It is to constructively criticize.
Right.
Even a dark satire like this.
Yeah. And I've seen that even in John Dies at the end. Like, there is a criticism of those characters.
Yes.
Exactly one of the things that made me go, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I should, like, self-reflect here.
The afterword.
Oh, yeah. Jason Pargin is probably the only author that I've actually read every single afterword he's written. Because it cracks me up every time. He spends this whole time writing these books with like social commentary and depth to the characters, and like might not be the most eloquent or like poetic prose, but that serves the purpose of the book.
Yes.
And then every time it just feels like he runs out of energy to write. Every time.
Yeah, I think it's really funny in this afterword in particular. He makes a very strong point that all the opinions expressed by the characters in the story are true and valid only in the sense that they are truly the opinions held by these fictional characters who, and I cannot make this clear enough, do not exist outside this tale. Likewise, no character in this book is intended to represent any category of real person. They are individuals whose belief and worldview may not be replicated by any single real living human, let alone any entire demographic or ideology. They only speak for themselves.
And so to counterpoint that, as we have just reduced these characters to demographics, we don't mean like there are similarities for sure. Yeah. But I think one of the things with this book is every individual has a different experience.
Yes.
Like, yes, we can generalize and say Redditors are this way. That's not true. That's a blanket statement.
It is.
I know you get mad at me when I say generalized statements like that.
Minus the usernames. The usernames need work.
That is true. The Reddit usernames were bad. Those were not Reddit usernames. Except maybe Truth Lover 420. That one was pretty accurate, I feel like.
That was.
Yeah. I think that was my favorite aspect of the Reddit threads was when one of the characters, Zeke, starts a Reddit thread trying to piece together what's happening with Abbott. Somebody else brings up that it's a domestic terrorist plot. So he bans that person, and that person starts a new subreddit about it and was like, this is where we let the truth speak. And then they started talking about aliens. And I'm like, yeah, that's how Reddit goes.
Yes, welcome.
Yep, exactly how it goes. My final thoughts is read the book.
The end.
Yeah, it's great. I love Jason Pargin. I've loved every book he's written. I haven't read all of them, but I will eventually. There's a new John dies at the end of the book, or at the end.
There's a little snippet because it's coming out
this year. Fall, I think.
I think fall.
I'm so excited.
My final thought. I didn't like John dies at the end. I would just like to put that out there.
That's fair.
Cosmic horror is not my thing. I really struggle with books that I don't know for sure what's happening. Yeah. So conversely, this book was a delight and wonderful, and I absolutely loved it. And yes, like you said, all the social commentary, it so perfectly captures the current zeitgeist.
Absolutely.
In like a deep way. I know I made the comment the other day that I compared it to Deadpool and Wolverine. That
bothers me so much. It is not culturally relevant in the same way. Deadpool and Wolverine is culturally relevant because it makes a bunch of references to people and celebrities that happened at that time that it came out. This is culturally relevant because it represents a cultural attitude of many people that I know have these attitudes.
That's what I meant when I made the comparison. I know. But I didn't clarify fast enough.
Because it's not the same.
It's not at all the same.
In any way.
It is exactly what you said. That I meant the comparison in the sense that these are two pieces of media that are very of their time. Yeah. They're very now.
Absolutely.
And yes, Deadpool and Wolverine in a way that will probably be unintelligible and not nearly as funny in 10 years. I think I'm starting to worry about this black box of doom will live on.
I hope so.
Also, I learned today that I have apparently been following Jason Pargin on Facebook Reels because he gets on there and does all this. He does all this social commentary stuff. And I was just like, oh, hey, there's this really smart bookish guy that I follow because I love all of his deep dive. He doesn't do the 30-second videos. They're usually several minutes long because he's doing a whole deeper dive into some aspect of our society, and I love it. And then I Googled him and his face popped up and I went, wait a second,
I love it. Jason Pargin is hilarious. I know he wrote for Cracked under the pseudonym David Wong, which is also what originally John Dies at the End was published under.
Yes.
So if you're in a bookstore and you're looking for Jason Pargin books, they might be under David Wong depending on the print.
But anyway, yes, I concur. You should read it. And also, if you still are on social media, give him a follow because he's fantastic and his videos always make me think.
I'll follow him on YouTube or something. Also, I just want to say, I want to get ahead of this. if you're thinking about putting a comment down below that's like mentioning to me the irony of ranting against social media while I have 2 podcasts, yeah, go to YouTube to do that. It'll really help with our engagement. Leave those hate comments, YouTube. Also, we're on Tumblr.
Yeah, we are.
We need to link that. What's the Tumblr called?
Journey of 1,000 Pages.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's the name of the podcast.
Yeah. I'll link it in the description. And start linking that. So you can follow us on Tumblr and send us questions or whatever.
Yes, that is our only social media.
Or book recommendations. Also, we don't want to have any other social medias because social media sucks.
I need to make sure the inbox is open on Tumblr.
Yeah, that's probably true. I also need to get the login in there so I can link the episode uploads. We're doing great, guys.
So, why should you read this book?
You should read this book if you want a time capsule of cultural emotions. We just said that, so I don't feel like explaining it.
You should read this book if you want to go on a cross-country road trip with some of the worst people that you've met in your life.
You should read this book if you're starting to worry about the black box of doom. And if you notice, we haven't really talked about the mystery side of it, which is very interesting.
Yes.
One of the notes I had is a good mystery is what keeps you turning the page, but is not what is keeping you reading the page.
Yes.
Which I think is this book. I think this book does very well.
Absolutely.
We always continue trying to, because I want to figure out what's in the box.
But it's not at the front of my mind. I'm enjoying the characters.
Yes.
I'm enjoying their dialogue. I'm enjoying the story and all the wild things that happen to them on this road trip. But I'm really hoping that I'll learn what's in the black box.
Right.
And we do.
We do. We are not going to tell you. If you want to know, read the book. You shouldn't read this book.
If you think you have nothing to self-reflect about.
You do. You shouldn't read this book if you're expecting to be validated in what you think. I think it crosses dangerously close to that territory of just validating ideas, and it doesn't, and I appreciate that.
And last but not least, you shouldn't read this book if you want your protagonists to be truly good.
There are no good people. We all make mistakes.
I will say, though, a lot of them learn and grow over the course of this book.
That's the important part. From your mistakes, learn from them. Hey, you know what you did. Learn from it.
And move on.
Shinies! Any shinies for me? I must collect them. Where are they?
I do have a shiny.
Really? What is your shiny?
I have jumped on the bandwagon for a popular show. You know I avoid these things when they are wildly popular.
Yes, because we're pretentious hipsters.
But in this case, the public was correct. And that is, The Bear is an excellent show. If you are living under a rock and unfamiliar, The Bear tells the story of a young, top of his class chef who inherits his brother's sandwich shop in Chicago.
That's why it's called The Bear.
Yes.
Because duh bears.
No.
I refuse to believe that.
Their family last name is like Berzetti or something.
Duh bears.
Anyway, so he goes back to Chicago and runs smack into all of his family drama and his own demons that he's not cleansed by being a chef. And it's it's fantastic. I would like to say it is beautifully shot. There's only a few episodes per season, so like gorgeous. The food is amazing, looks beautiful, all of that. And I really appreciate exactly that. You have a lot of characters who suck and who are digging into why they have been the way they are and are growing and changing and learning, and seeing that growth on screen is really beautiful. So
nice.
It's a very uplifting show. Fair warning, there's a lot of yelling and a lot of swearing. So if you hate that, I was very stressed by the first couple of episodes because of how much yelling was happening. Of course you were. But it gets better.
That, I will say, has been one of the talking points of our marriage, because I grew up in a very loud family, and we have very different definitions of what yelling is.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, yes, watch The Bear, guys.
Yeah.
It's truly good.
My shiny this week is another video game, because I'm a loser, and that's what I do in my free time. I don't watch shows, okay? I read books, I edit podcasts, and I play video games.
That's fine.
It's pretty nice.
What is
like
your
it.
video game?
So, if anybody is in the gaming sphere, they may have heard recently that the remaster of Fallout New Vegas is coming out sometime. But it's been officially announced. It's a game that I have been waiting for a remaster since 2010 when it came out, because I love this game with all of my heart. If this tells you anything about where the gaming industry is right now, I heard that news and said, I don't give because it's probably going to be bad. So what I did was I got old New Vegas on my PC. Unfortunately, in order to run it stably, you have to mod it out. It was very easy, but I've been playing that. If you don't know what Fallout is, it takes place during the apocalypse. If you've seen the Fallout show, that's what it's based off of. I didn't finish season 2 because in the first episode of season 2, they had Novak, which is a location from Fallout New Vegas, and the giant dinosaur was facing the wrong way, and it pissed me off. I'm not kidding. That is why I stopped the show. How dare you? The dinosaur goes the other way.
Okay.
Oh, it made me so mad.
But the game.
It's a wonderful game. You're traveling around the apocalypse. You play a courier who is delivering a poker chip, a platinum poker chip, who at the beginning of the game is shot in the head and drug out of the grave. Your new mission is to find the man who tried to kill you and get your revenge and your package back. Yeah, it's a weird little game. It's one of the best RPGs ever made. Very quirky, very unique in how you react to the world and the things you can do in the world. And yeah, it's a goofy apocalypse in the best way. You can go gambling. There's a whole Las Vegas strip, but the apocalypse. It's fantastic. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this, hey, give us a review on whatever platform you're listening to. Leave a YouTube comment or go find us on Tumblr, which will be linked in the description if you want us to read a specific book, or you have points that you disagree with, or you just want to tell us how we're dumb. Hey, engagement is engagement.
It's true. Help those metrics.
Yes. Anyways, next month,
we are reading a survival adventure, and we have selected Stranded by Sarah Goodwin. 8 strangers, 1 island, a secret that you'd kill to keep. I'm just reading the little blurb on the back.
If there's a smoke monster and it turns out they're in purgatory, I swear to God.
Join us next month to find out what happens to a group of strangers on a beautiful remote island.
Bye-bye!
Bye!